Hello everyone, welcome back to the third and final installment of my review of the Bath & Body Works White Barn Candle Company Spring 2013, I may have said 2012 in the last couple of videos, 2013 Spring and Summer collection of candles. This is a purchase from a test store. It's got the early releases, some tests, some who knows, collection of candles from their at least 3 collections that looks like they're going to have for the first part of 2013. In my earlier videos, you saw reviews of the bottom 4 here, which were what I'm referring to as the Southern California Retro line. In the middle, the White Barn Floral collection. And then the top here, what I'm considering to be a revamp of the Fresh Market collection from last year. Now last year it included, mainly it was more the direct sort of fruit, juicy scents, not so conceptual, not anything that was too out there. If it said peach, it was market peach, it was your peach. Strawberry was strawberry, melon was melon. There were some interesting things like blackberry grapefruit, but for the most part it was, you know, sort of a somewhat true to life version of the name of the candle. With that, though, there were some of the best test scents from last year came out of that collection. There was the Tomato Garden, Honeydew and Thyme, Garden Mint, Papaya Spice, all scents that never saw the light of day nationwide, but really interesting scents that I really loved, and hopefully we'll see perhaps in this collection as it expands over the next month or two. Now, the interesting thing with this is it seems to be a little bit more floral than just sort of the Fresh Market fruit that we saw, or vegetables that we saw in the collection last year. We've got the addition of First Bloom, which was more in the line of the florals, the early bloom collection that included Orchard Petal and Spring, Green Grass, Lilac Blossom, Honeysuckle, all of the florals. So it's a bit strange to see that here, as well as Garden Bouquet, but who knows exactly what they're going for. Some interesting things with this collection, for me at least, and to the other folks who are into sort of the marketing side of things. It looks like they're going for, these are sort of hand-drawn images. It seems to me like it's something out of sort of an old-fashioned encyclopedia, or what I would almost call a farmer's almanac, sort of drawings, or artist renderings, and or also something you would maybe see on sort of a seed packet. So if you were buying a packet of seeds for the flowers that are on First Bloom, that's kind of what it would look like. So I really like these. They're a little bit they're a little bit of like an old classic. I don't want to say throwback, but sort of a more classic. Not really artisanal, but just a little bit old-fashioned, a little bit country. But again, I'm going with sort of, I'm saying it's like a farmer's almanac kind of view, or general store sort of labeling, which I really think is unique and interesting. The one thing I will give them with the different lines is they're very specific about sort of the mood and marketing they're going for with that. So I think it's pretty interesting. With this collection, you see I have the 4 here. There were 8 currently out. I'm sorry, 7 that were currently out in the store when I saw these. Of course, First Bloom, Lemon Mint Leaf, Garden Bouquet, Melon, and then also Market Peach, which was returned from last year, Pineapple Mango, of course, returned, and Strawberry. Now, Strawberry it was not wild strawberry as of last year with the green wax. It was just strawberry, and it was with red wax. I'm not sure if it's the strawberry patch scent from a few years back or just a repackage of wild strawberry. I'm not a big fan of strawberry scents. I think they tend to be kind of artificial, and so I didn't burn wild strawberry much last year. When I sniffed it at the store, I think that strawberry is a repackage of last year's wild strawberry, probably marketed a little bit more smartly with the red wax. I think a lot of people were probably turned off by strawberry being a green wax. I thought it was unique and interesting, but that could be one reason why it didn't necessarily sell, or seem to sell as good as the other ones. I think it's a little ridiculous that Pineapple Mango is back in this collection. We had this, of course, Pineapple Mango was in this collection last year, but then it went to the White Barn Core Silver Lid line and has been around since really all year. It went, to the semi-annual sale in June, then it was released in the White Barn collection in July. It's still available in stores and will now be available in this market collection. So I really wish if they went through the trouble of designing new labels and releasing a whole new, candle, I wish it was a new scent entirely. Leave that one where it is, let the people who enjoy it purchase it, but give us something new and interesting. They've got the test scents from last year they could throw in there, and I wish they would sort of go out on a limb and try that. So that's my little mini rant so far for that. And Market Peach was the same Great Market Peach of last year. I will purchase it, but I was more interested in these first four. One other thing that I think is a little interesting with these, first of all, they're numbered. So they've got number 3, number 5, number 4, and number 6. Not sure if that's going to be a true, 1 through 6, 1 through 8 collection of numbers, or if they're just for show. And the other thing is, we generally can tell by the fonts and the decoration on the label what line they fall under. Sometimes it's very obvious, like that retro collection below or the White Barn collection there. With these, it's a little less obvious, but if you look at the font on First Bloom and Lemon Mint Leaf, those two match, and then Garden Bouquet and Melon match. They're just slightly, that pair and then that pair, slightly different. Those seem to match, so maybe there will be sort of two lines within this collection, or two collections within the line. I'm not really sure. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's a candle, it's a label. Buy it if you like it. But I find that kind of thing interesting, especially when they're in the test phase and we're trying to figure out where they're going to go with it, or if they're testing 8 and will release 4 wide, or how they'll do it. So just worth noting. But let's get right into these. 3 of these are returning favorites, or returning at least test scents, and then 1 is brand new. So first up, we'll just get First Bloom. Really nice, sort of, hand-drawn, what I believe are peony flowers there. It looks like a, little painting. I think it's really, it's pretty. Nice, bright pink wax there. And the notes are, this fragrant blend of peony, apple blossom, and plumeria captures the essence of the very first blooms of the season. So again, First Bloom makes sense, that's the name. Peony, apple blossom, and plumeria. It's a much sweeter floral than some of the more perfumey florals. It is a more true to life in that sense. Definitely the plumeria, the sweetness of apple blossom. So it's not apple like the fruit, but not straight up pure floral, because it is the fruity floral with the apple blossom. That adds a really nice sort of like chewy and juiciness to it that a lot of florals don't have. And then of course the peony is a very sweet and not musky, like a fresh, sweet early bloom. There were peony bushes around my home as a kid, and I believe that's what these may be. They kind of opened up into like a big ball, like the size of a large sort of softball, and that may be what those are, or it could be plumeria. I think the plumeria, I'm not exactly sure what that's like. I've never smelled it true to life, or in real life, an actual plumeria floral, only in fragrance. But I think it tends to be somewhat sweet, and not the powdery musky. So really a nice scent. First Bloom. This is one that I would burn, maybe early March before we get into more of the heavier spring and summers. So that's pretty nice. Then one of my favorites from last year, the Lemon Mint Leaf. I'm a sucker for fresh scents, or primarily for really herbal, green, astringent scents that are really intense and unique, and yeah, pretty much herbal. And that's what this really is. It's a nice new sort of minty wax. And last year I loved it, but it didn't burn well. I bought one, I tried to burn it, it drowned. I took it back, I got a new one, and I never ended up lighting it because I just was sort of annoyed that the first one didn't work. So hopefully this one will burn fantastically and be a hit this year. The notes read, lemon mint leaf, freshly cut lemon balm and spearmint leaves give a refreshing lift to a blend of vetiver and citrus. So, I just want to clarify one thing. I don't think most people realize that when it says lemon mint leaf, when it says freshly cut lemon balm, that's not the balm of a lemon itself. Now, there is lemon in this, which is why they say, and citrus, and you see lemons on the front here. But lemon balm is actually, I believe it's considered an herb that you can grow in an herb garden, and it's just a leafy sort of little bush or leafy plant that has leaves that look similar to the lemon leaves that you've got there, or like it almost looks like a mint leaf. And it's got a very intensely sort of citrusy lemon scent to it. They use it in cooking. It's in a lot of teas, but it itself, the plant, is called lemon balm. That's what the leaves are. It is lemon balm. So what you're getting primarily, the main note in here is not lemon, which is why you're not getting sort of the standard lemons that you're used to of either, what people say, the cleaner lemon or the candy lemon. It's more an herbal lemon because it is lemon balm. So that is its own thing in addition to mint. So again, so you got the lemon balm, spearmint leaves, and then vetiver, which is, I love that scent, or that note. It's in some of their fall ones as well as the forest collection. Just a really nice earthy, almost kind of musty, wet, like earth floor scent that really just adds a nice warmth or roundness to a candle. And then, of course, citrus. So just, most people know what this smells like, but I wanted to get a little more in depth. Very, very herbal, intense, but not overwhelming. Just super clean without being powdery the way the cotton is. Lemon, but not a standard lemon. It's the lemon balm. I've grown lemon balm before, and this is exactly what it smells like. And the vetiver just adds a sort of warmth to it, so it's not just a two-note, mint, lemon balm, and lemon scent. It's got a little tiny bit of that little bit of extra oomph that the vetiver gives you to make it a little bit more, just more depth to it, to make it more unique. So I love it. This is one of my favorite scents from all the collections here, so I'm really happy to see that back. Then we've got Garden Bouquet, which again sort of surprised me to see in the market collection. You would think Bouquet would be in the White Barn Floral collection, but for some reason they're seeing it as the Fresh Market collection, or whatever they're calling this. And the notes on it are: the prettiest flowers from your local farmer's garden, hyacinth, white rose, lily, jasmine, turn this fragrance into a delicate delight. And I feel like grammatically there's something off with that note. The prettiest flowers from your local farmer's garden, hyacinth, white rose, lily, and jasmine, turn this fragrance into a delicate delight. So if they're watching, they ought to fix that before it releases wide. I don't think that is correct at all. But that is a lot of floral going on there. So we're saying it's from the garden, so maybe they're thinking a little greener. Hyacinth, white rose, which can get a little musky. Lily, jasmine, kind of sweet, just a delicate delight. And then they have what I thought were daisies on the front there, but I'm not entirely sure. Now this is really, it's strange. I would almost say it's vaguely reminiscent of Flower Shop in that there's a lot of greenery in this. There's a little something kind of weird, a little bit almost off-putting, like kind of like a little herbal or brownness to it that just hits your nose, almost like almost like a spice, like a coriander or something. That's really strange but good. I almost feel like it is sort of like more of like a woody greenery, not woods like a forest wood, but just a little bit more of a woody stalk on a flower. Or almost also if you were to take, like, if you had a daisy and you just would sort of rub the center of it there where the seeds would come out of if it matured and dried, and then you smell that, it's a little bit more of that kind of maybe pollen, or just intensely, not so much the sweet, pretty lightness, but a little more intense of that, just, plant sort of smell. I guess I get a little bit of the powderiness of a rose. Maybe it's less intense being the white rose. And it's just the slightest bit, again, I would almost say it's a little tiny bit of an herbal or a spice to it. Like a, I don't know, coriander or like celery seed or something. But it's definitely floral with a little bit something to it. I'd say it's almost like a cousin of Flower Shop without being, I love Flower Shop. I think it's incredible. This is not that. But it's interesting and unique. I'll be very curious to see if this goes wide and what people think of it, because it's definitely not... I can see why it is in this line as opposed to the standard White Barn floral line, because it's not your typical floral in any sense of the word. And lastly, we've got Melon, which was a test scent last year. There was back in 2010, I think. There was Summer Melon. 2011, it didn't come back. 2012, it came in as, I want to say, was it just melon? I think it was just called watermelon last year. As a test scent that unfortunately did not go wide. A lot of people loved it, but it didn't go anywhere. And it was really great, and this seems to be the exact same thing coming back. It's got a really nice, it looks a little pinker or magenta on camera here, but it's really just a true, it's the color, sort of like the, base color of a watermelon. Red, but not a bright red. The notes on it are: dewy, freshly picked melon is the centerpiece of a fragrance that fuses sweet kiwi, delicate mint, and watery notes. I'm not sure why they're saying there's so much else in here besides watermelon, because I'm getting primarily, like you're seeing on there, watermelon. And it's really nice. It's kind of a creamy watermelon. It's not... The impressive thing with this is that, like berries, melon scents can tend to go just really candy, the way a Jolly Rancher or any other watermelon, blow pop blow pop lollipop or sucker would go, but it's not. It's not at all candy. It really is a true to life melon scent. Very watery. I mean, watermelon, if you smell it, it tastes incredibly sweet, but it doesn't necessarily smell very sweet. It's got a little bit of just a sort of bland, watery smell to it, which is interesting to me that they say in here it's dewy, freshly picked melon with watery notes in it. Kiwi, I suppose, adds a little bit of depth or sweetness to it. I'm not a big fan of kiwi, but I suppose it's in there. I feel like kiwi strawberry was really popular in the 90s, and I wasn't a fan of that in fragrance or juices or anything like that. I just thought it was boring. And what else did they say? The sweet kiwi and delicate mint. It must be very delicate mint, because I don't really get much at all. I suppose it might be there. It kind of cools the watery notes a little bit to bring them down and cool them off, kind of. So I suppose it's there, but it's certainly by no means, bubblicious bubblegum watermelon. So really, a very legit smelling watermelon. So it's quite impressive, I think. And when I burned it last year, it had great throw and it smelled like watermelon. It was kind of impressive. So I'm hoping that this one will go wide. It was a hit last year, seemed to be in the test stores, so hopefully everyone will get a chance to smell it and purchase it this year. So again, I have done my standard sort of rambling here on these, but I wanted to get a little in-depth and talk with everyone about what we've got coming up in 2013, because it's big stuff going on with Bath & Body Works with their candles. If you have any questions about this, the 4 on top, or anything else in here, this is the final video in this review of all 12 candles here. Please hit me up below. Stay tuned within the next couple of days. I did a purchase at the same time as this one here of some of the Around the Globe candles, so I'll do a full review on those as well a little bit later, but I wanted to get these out there since they're sort of the ones that we're all chomping at the bit to find out about. So if you've got any questions, as per usual, hit me up, write me below. I'll be happy to get a little more in-depth with these. I probably won't be burning them, honestly, until springtime. I may have a mad moment, a crazy moment where I light one of them if I get sick of my winter holiday stuff, but right now I'm still heavy into, of course, all of the Christmas scents, and then I'll be going to more winter scents in January. So I don't expect that I'll burn these anytime soon, but never say never. I might give Lemon Mint Leaf a test run to see what that's like if it burns well. So again, please comment below, subscribe if you've not. I'd be happy to answer anything you've got, and until next time, thanks for watching.